Hanukkah and a Happy New Year to everybody. And we have two new trustees that we'll be introducing in just a little bit. We hope that you'll bear with us on this very early workshop today. My name is Mike Ferguson. I am mayor of the Village of Fredonia. This meeting takes place at 911 Church Street, Fredonia, New York, 14063 on this January 5th, 2026 at 4:30 p.m. We call the meeting to order. Trustee Esperson.
Here.
Trustee Brockler.
Here.
Trustee Cruz-Keefe.
Here.
Trustee Lazzaroni.
Here.
Trustee Wandell.
Here.
Thank you. Please stand for the pledge. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We'll start with resolutions. Annual appointments. I've given you a list. It is negotiable, and we'll be talking about that under new business. Number 2, official bank.
Just one question. Alyssa, did you ever get, Lakeshore ever call you?
No.
They called me.
They did not call?
Adam Dimitri called me. He would like to have a meeting with us.
Okay, I told him that a month ago. I said,
Yeah.
you're going to need to get hold of Alyssa?
Right, right.
Okay.
Mayor, could we jump back to the first resolution, appointments?
Yes.
So I just wanted to ask primarily Alyssa if we could have prepare and post a new org chart for all village employees.
Sure.
Maybe we could post that on the website.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Certainly, and as long as we've gone back to it, there's also a change in the Fredonia Planning Board. David Friedman and Rick Napoli have requested to step down after years of service. We thank both of them for their years of service to the community, and our doors are always open to them. So I've been given a number of names that would like to participate in that board, and we'll be talking with them later this week. Anything else under official bank? If not, number 3, official newspaper. Considering we only have one, the choices are somewhat slim at this point. Number 4.
I just have one change on the schedule. The February 16th meeting needs to be moved to Tuesday the 17th because that's President's Day.
President's Day, yes.
Yes.
We have Martin Luther King coming up as well, correct?
And that one
But we
is-
already made that
yep,
change.
that one's already done.
Number 4, schedule of workshops and meetings. Number 5, gas flow meter. Before I go any further, even we need a better explanation of this. National Grid has been going around the neighborhoods in Fredonia, telling people that they're changing their meters. Some people are asking if they want their meters changed. Others are being told that they are being changed. I also think it's important that we speak to National Grid to give the village a heads up on the days and times that they're going to be flowing through the neighborhoods. In this day and age, I've gotten probably 10 calls today, people in a panic, even though the National Grid employees had proper identification. I can still understand not too many people come door to door anymore. So I'm going to reach out to the local National Grid group and ask if they could at least give us a heads up on which neighborhoods they're going to be in at what dates so that we can post that on our social media as well to better let people understand what's happening.
With that flow meter, that's our biogas flow meter
Right.
at the plant. That's for our, we have a digester that creates methane gas, and we use our own boilers, and we use the biogas to heat the digester instead of using natural gas. But we need the meter or the flow meter broke. It was from 2007, and the biogas is very corrosive.
Residents, like, if you're not home when they come and do that, is they going to put something on your door saying that we changed your meter? Are they going to have to relight pilot lights? Are they going to turn their gas off? How does that work?
Or this is like internal instruments for inside the plant. This has.
Yeah, she was just asking a separate question of what I brought up, so I got you off topic, Dave, my fault.
I just looked at you because you were talking, but.
I know with the electric company, they said they won't come to your house till they've made a specific appointment with you.
I just don't want
So
someone to be
it's a phone
surprised that
call
their
tomorrow,
gas
we'll
is-
take care of it, and
their
I'll
pilot
spread
lights
the
are on.
information out to everybody once we get it.
Relay all your gas appliances.
What's that?
They would have to relay all your gas appliances.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They'll have to make an appointment.
RFP for water project.
So, sorry, but I'm new. So is this the time to ask the questions? Okay.
Yes.
So we only have two engineering firms that
Responded, yes.
responded to
Yes.
that? So if we pick this tonight, does that mean we approve them for the project? Or how?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so
Yep.
do we know what their percentage of the project is going to be, what they're going to charge the village?
Their charges are in the contract we have with them because they've been our engineer of records for years now.
Okay, I
So
don't have a
it's-
copy of that contract, that was,
Okay,
so
well, yeah.
I was concerned.
Well, if you,
Yeah.
if you looked at both RFPs, neither of them,
No.
and that's not, they don't do that. They're just introducing themselves, so,
Okay, yeah, so I'm just saying that if we approve an engineering firm, I kind of wanted to know what their,
Could you have, do we have a copy of the contract, or not, their list of fees?
Yeah.
Their engineering fees, what they charge?
I'm pretty sure I still have, Square Engineering had made a proposal previously. I think I have their list also.
that's all, I just wondered, because I know that when we did our project, it was a percentage of the project that they charged, so I just wondered what their scale was.
Sure.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'd just like to make a comment on that as well, on the two RFPs, because we were all supposed to read the RFPs and, be aware and familiar with them. And I was very impressed with Square's presentation. They do a lot of work in municipal water and wastewater. I don't think the village has ever used them.
I have not found anything
Okay.
that they've used.
But of course, we've used and are using Labella. So I just want to make that comment.
We actually have.
Thank you. Any further discussion on RFP for the water project?
Yeah.
If not, we go to number 7, budget transfers.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, what was that for? The $8,400?
With all the water main breaks, we've had to order way more supplies than normal.
The couplers that we use to basically fill holes, they run about $250 to $750 a piece. We were down to one spare in some cases. So that is basically just restocking, giving us 3 or 4, because we can use 2 of them depending on what type of break it is, whether we have to cut a section of pipe out or just fill a hole. So that basically just gives us a stock, hopefully, to get us. We went through 10 couplers in the last 2 weeks, basically, at $250 to $750 a piece.
And I've spoken to a number of area mayors that say that they're going through the same problem, the intense shift from hot to cold this winter, and the amount of cold that has caused, in the early winter this year, as far as snow and cold goes, has caused some large number of breaks.
Are those typically 8-inch lines, David?
No. We don't have very many 8-inch lines at all. Mostly they're 6-inch lines.
6, okay.
Side streets are 4-inch lines, but we did do like a main 12-inch line on Woodcrest a week ago. So,
So you got a stock to cover all the bases.
yeah, basically. So it's just putting, basically, I think it gave us 4 of each of the sizes
Right.
that we run into most of the time. Just
Yeah.
because you go through 2 of them, then you're done.
Anything else under budget transfers at this time? And we did post those, correct?
That's it, it's in here.
So, see Sam's with us tonight. Sam, we do have a copy of those in the report as well as on.
I'm sorry, Mayor.
We do have a copy of the financial transfers as requested.
Yeah, those are attached.
Those are in there attached and they're online.
Wonderful.
Thank you. Wastewater operator 3A training. That was self-explanatory. Truck committee travel. This, I believe, is for the fire truck, correct? Final inspection?
Yeah, so this is a second final inspection. First one, they had a lot of non-conforms and a lot of issues that they are fixing, to the point where they're flying us out again, all expense paid for, to look at it again. So I look at it as a good thing because they're going to go through it with a fine-tooth comb, so I'm okay with it. Hopefully we'll see it soon.
Who doesn't want to be in Wyoming, Minnesota in January?
Yeah, beautiful weather.
I know.
Isn't that where we live now? Yeah.
Bi-monthly career chief, fire chiefs meeting. Okay, we'll get right into department reports.
There's
Have
more.
their walk-on resolution.
We have several walk-in resolutions.
Yes. Stack.
One would be the Portland Pomfret Sewer District, Carl's commercial approval.
David and Trustee Wandell and I met last week to talk about this, and Dave was nice enough to get hold of Lake Erie State Park, and I made a copy for everybody of an email that he got from David Zuba, and it outlines what their typical usage is. And as we had discussed in that meeting, because it's a state park, most of the usage is in summer, which is the dry season anyway, and that is a pretty small amount, so it won't affect our operations at the plant at that amount. Even if you take into account, which we did, what's estimated the hospital might be flowing when that gets built, we'll still be pretty far under our limits. And I made a copy for everyone as well that David provided for the last 6 years of average flow. Put it in your mailbox, and you should have that. So you'll see how far under we are, and that 12,000 a day is not going to make any kind of impact at all. So we'll be fine.
We'll make that resolution number 11 for tonight.
I think we should also note, John, that the BOCES contribution is still unknown.
Yeah, I wanted to talk about that under new business.
Okay.
Let's talk about that.
Okay. Number 12 will be authorization to sign the engagement letter with Lippis Mathis to represent the village, Article 78 petition filed against the village in October of 2025.
We need to get that done because the first hearing was scheduled for Friday, so they're going to have to get an extension on that. But until they're officially on board, they can't make that phone call.
Also, just as an explanation, they are environmental specialists. They have an entire team of environmental specialists, and were suggested to us, and we greatly appreciate that, and that's the reason for the move. Number 13 would be a resolution for Alexander Rivera, currently an operator trainee, passed his Department of Health exam, promoted to an operator. Number 14 would be Matthew Edwards, Lord Street in Dunkirk, currently operator trainee at the treatment plant, passed Department of Health exam, also being promoted to operator.
Is that going to help your scheduling out? I bet.
We're still short.
Yeah.
So that still makes you short one individual, okay? And number 15, Daniel Kilburn, Silver Creek, be appointed full-time mechanic 2 for the Village Street Department.
So we hired,
Can I talk on this one?
yeah, go ahead.
We were initially looking for a laborer. Danny is the mechanic at Larry Romance where I used to work. He's a 7 or 8 year diesel mechanic head guy over there. He's the guy we pay $135 an hour for to come fix our equipment when it breaks down. Basically, he got sick about 2 weeks ago, called me up, said, hey, I don't have health insurance. You guys hiring? And I said, well, we could be. And the fact of the matter is, it's a steal for us to get him. He's actually going down about $7 an hour and paid to come work for us. Typically, we pay him $135 an hour just to come out to look at a piece of equipment. And he's willing to do more. He's an operator. He's also capable of doing labor work as well. He's a 23-year-old kid, and he's a steal for the village. We'd be absolute fools not to hire the guy.
That's not doubling up with our last mechanic hire, is it?
Not really. Not really.
Are all these positions already been budgeted?
There is openings, yes.
Yeah, we're
But
down.
we budget for
Within the
those
budget, yes, within the budget.
Because we're also extremely under manpower.
I understand that, I just wanted to make sure that we, under personnel, what we have, if we're, I don't want to exceed our budget limits, right?
Understood.
No.
And, you know, we said that at the beginning of this year with this budget, that essentially you're looking at a hiring freeze, but we're replacing one for one. We lose one, we replace one. So even with these replacements, Lewis will still be down a man. Dave is still down a couple of people. We have 2 people who are injured, who got injured on duty that aren't available to Dave right now. So we're down in manpower at a real bad time to be down in manpower for the DPW.
No, I just wanted,
Yeah, we're technically still 1 or 2 guys under staff of what we, but with this hire, it puts us much better shape.
as long as we're, you know, I just want to make sure we're not exceeding our personnel budget, that's all.
So I'm assuming that he meets all the civil service requirements then?
Yeah, he's county approved.
Okay.
Applications in county approved.
Does he have a CDL?
He does not have a CDL, he has a CDL permit.
Okay.
By maintaining the permit, it costs like $5,000 to take the CDL. You have to take a CDL course through the state. Our understanding is that if we hire him through the village and he has his permit, we can actually train him through the village. And he could get his CDL through us at basically no cost to the village and no cost to him, as opposed to the $5,000 he was paying to, whatever he had to pay to do it. So when he does the CDL permit training, I'm going to do it along with him, so we'll both have our CDL.
Nice.
So, yeah. But he has his permit, or had his permit, so it's not a, yeah. He understands he's coming on not just as a mechanic, but also as a equipment operator, laborer, basically a jack of all trades.
Sounds like a great find.
Yeah, and he's 23, so if he stays here 30 years, we got a great deal out of him.
Awesome.
Thanks, Dave.
Thank you. That was the last, so we have 15 resolutions tonight. We'll go to the department reports. Code enforcement.
Just finalizing the hospital, they're tapping up a bit for their building permit. Plans for Crosby's new building going up and the new house that I've got on my table, plus some other small stuff. Got a ZBA meeting set for February. Other than that,
Are they tearing the current Crosby's?
in April, they'll probably, or I think it was April, they want to get it torn down and they're going to move it back and then build a new, bigger one, a 2,300 square foot building.
Have to go on over our other fine establishments.
I have to go somewhere else to get my lottery tickets.
Chuck, in speaking with Brian Lewis, I just had a conversation with him a couple days ago. The storm water line, I think they're looking to upsize it from 4-inch to 6-inch?
They did.
Oh, they did? Okay.
Yeah, they did, no problem.
And that'll be good?
DPW was fine with it, yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
And also, once again, the news that you just explained and the news from the health department this week, once again, should dispel any rumors. The hospital is positively moving forward. Had the opportunity to have dinner with Ken Morris and his wife over the holiday, and there's no obstructions. We're moving forward. So we're excited about that.
I'm in contact with them constantly. They're ready to go, so.
I had the opportunity to see the governor this afternoon at a press conference that she held, and we thanked her for her support not only for the hospital but also for the water project. So, DPW report.
Several water breaks, they've been handled. St. George did have to come in and help us on a couple. We got a couple days where we had multiple breaks at the same time. Snow removal's gone very well. The crew's been working hard. With today's meltdown, we've been able to catch up on a lot of stuff that, we weren't able to get to with the last storm, but overall, the crew's really doing a phenomenal job, and for what we've had come in, I'm pretty happy with what's going on over there.
When do you think that new plow will be in?
Next week, Tuesday, the new plow for the pickup is going to be coming in, and hopefully 3 weeks on the salter.
Hopefully we won't need it before that.
Hopefully not. The plow truck that we have, the four-wheel drive, is kind of iffy on it right now, so.
We also want to remind everybody that now's the time to put your Christmas tree to the curb. If you want it picked up, keep an eye on it. If the winds keep up, it's pretty tough to chase those around when they get going. So
Monday through Friday is better.
Yeah, Monday through Friday, not on the weekend. And the boys have already been out picking up, what'd you say, 30 today?
30-some today, yeah.
30-some today, so thank you.
David, will your crew be able to do the retrofit on the plow and the salter?
That's part of the deal.
Oh,
That's
okay.
part of the deal. The installation of both of them is part of the deal.
So you'll receive them?
We'll take the trucks up there, they'll mount them on, and then we'll pick them up.
Okay, good.
Yeah, we don't have to do anything.
So I just want to say that the streets look great. I was driving around today. I was like, wow, they really pushed the banks back, whatever. That being said, is the letter that was received about the snowbank,
Yes,
has that been addressed, or is there anything to address about that?
multiple times, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm just checking.
You got the email too.
We all got it.
We can discuss that later. I kind of did it with another, but yeah, you want to.
I know what that's like. I understand. No, but, and then the water break, you guys did an awesome job getting those taken care of. I mean, my water was out and on like that, so
Yeah,
I
we
just
tried to-
appreciate you guys. I know it was cold and nasty out.
Yeah, the Christmas night one was the worst one.
And the only thing we want to remind people is whenever you hear of a water main break, or you see it on our website, or if you see it out and about, it's always good just let your water run a little bit. The guys always flush the lines at the end, but this way you won't have to call and say, it's a little
Cold water.
every now and then. Cold water, run the cold water.
not
There you
hot
go.
water.
No, it's just, you guys just did a great job, and I.
Yeah, we
I know
try to leave the water actually flowing. We try to fix the water mains with the water flowing so the dirt doesn't go in them. So most of the time we do fix them that the water's actually flowing, and we try to keep most of the turbulence out, so.
No, I just think you should be appreciated for what you do,
Thank
so.
you.
Police Department.
The police car that was approved has been ordered. They're looking at the end of April before getting it to us. Wow. And the car that is replacing is currently being prepared again, so we're hurting right now. The police officer civil service list has just been released. By the end of the month, the department will be down 4 people that have been budgeted for, not new people. So we are hoping to have an academy class starting in May, so the next couple months are critical because those people have to take PT exams, mental health evaluations, and we have to sort through the list and try and find people that are adequate to hire for that academy. If there are concerns about people going door to door, they should immediately call the police.
That's what I told them.
Not the mayor. Call the police. We will handle it. We will go. We will find out if there is a problem, and we will address it at the time it happens. Because we have had people who do solicit without permits, and we do have a law that does not allow that to happen, and we can do something about it if need be. So,
And I will say, Dave, that we had another incident a couple of weeks ago. Legitimate company who had no licenses to go around the town, and your department acted within minutes. So, and the neighbors were very appreciative of that. So, legitimate company, but again, if you're going to go door to door, you have to come to the village and get the proper permits.
there's several reasons for that. I mean, it's, so we know who's walking in our neighborhoods, and there are some people that should not be allowed to walk in our neighborhoods door to door based on their history in their past. So we do vet those individuals that wish to perform that service, and we hope that people like National Fuel and National Grid have done that, but they also readily ID themselves most of the time.
They do. The gentleman today had ID.
So, I mean, you usually can see the truck in the neighborhood. They leave it nearby. I mean, there's several things you can do to identify them, but just the public should know. I mean, make that's what 911's for.
I appreciate they call the police instead of me.
I want to give a little compliment to Dave's guys too, because 2 of the water main breaks that we've had in the last 10 days, his officers actually called us within 5 minutes of them driving by them. So they called us before even the community had called us, because they happen to be out on patrol and see something happening. So they're looking for stuff like that out there well, and it's really helpful to us when they can locate something like that, get us out there early.
Dave, the one thing is the car with the snow in it, is that one of them that's down? Or is that the one that's down? One of the patrol cars that?
I have a couple cars.
I was going to say it must be down.
Yeah, one's out of service for biological reasons.
Counting down the days?
Maybe. Still got time.
You still got plenty of time. No problem. Fire department.
Just like every other department, we've been extremely busy. We had a structure fire in the village today over on Pulaski Street. You know, I don't know how to say this, so I'll just say it. This community is lucky that we have a staffed fire department. That fire would have been completely different today if apparatus wasn't on scene within 4 minutes. So I just want to congratulate, you know, this village for having a staffed fire department. It was long before me. But, you know, days like this, it really is what it's all about, right? Being there to protect. Fire department activities are tracked on calendar year. So in the next coming meetings, I'll have a detailed end-of-year report for the board. And then last, the AED that was out of service in Village Hall is back in service. I placed it in on the way up tonight. So, or so we can send an email out to all of Village Hall just saying it's back in service. That's all I have.
And that's letting people know that, I know that there's I think a couple of the Opera House people are trained. I know the police are trained in AED, correct? For the most part. Some of them are? No? Seriously? Really? Huh.
It does take a lot of training. I mean,
I'm trained, call me.
It's pretty foolproof. We had training at the Legion.
It tells you what to do when you open the cover.
Yeah, but the fact that we have one here in the building, right outside the Opera House by the stairs, if it becomes available. Recreation Department, obviously, they're kind of down for the season right now and planning for a great summer program. We'll be making announcements on that shortly for the upcoming summer. And we want to congratulate them for a great holiday and for helping us work with Santa Claus to get those letters out to the kids, make sure that Santa got them. So congratulations and thank you. Wastewater treatment plant.
On Wednesday, we have a kickoff meeting with Wendell Engineers for the EFC planning grant that we received. So that grant's used to help us apply for grants in the future. They all require the engineering work with that. So we're starting that process this Wednesday. And we are also in the process of cleaning out our clear well. Just the regular maintenance to get the buildup out of there, and that's all I have to report.
Thank you.
I want to thank Dave for coming in on his day off to meet with Paul and for Friday. Much appreciated.
You're welcome. Thank you.
I believe it was vacation day too, so nice job. Thank you. Water treatment plant.
Construction halted. They just got back into it. They were waiting some parts and whatnot. Today they widened the doorway so they could get the eye wash station in, but it's moving along again.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Well, my understanding is from Labella, his feedback today was because of the backorder situation of parts, that he's going to be put together a refinalized plan for construction. And I think it's going to be pushed back maybe 6 weeks.
So we're looking at what, March now?
No,
the end of February, I
Late
think.
February.
Okay.
Okay, with that, we go to new business, mechanic 2.
We already talked about that.
Nothing else to talk about on that. Craig?
I've got stuff. Okay, so Paul and I, at our meeting with Dave, we talked about BOCES had expressed an interest in hooking up to our sewer system, which is, and they kind of did that through the County Department of Health, and this is not the first time they've expressed an interest in doing that. The three of us have a lot of questions about how that's going to affect Fredonia and any cost associated with that. They've scheduled a Zoom meeting next week.
This Wednesday at 3:30.
Right, Wednesday at 3:30, with the county and with BOCES and with the town of Pomfret. We have a ton of questions that we need to ask to see how that is going to impact us. So, stay tuned. The other thing I had was we'd received an email from Labella about some grant opportunities for the water project. One is through Southern Tier West, and that has a 10%, I believe, matching grant. Another one is a Department of State Local Government Efficiency Grant. Matt's going to contact both of those agencies to get an idea whether he thinks we're eligible for them. And then he'll call us, we'll talk about that. He believes that Berlissa is more than capable of, if we're eligible, filling out the grant application, so that won't cost us anything for the applications to be filled out. But he'll probably be back with us by the end of the week and let us know, and then we'll do
Alyssa, I've done those grants, so if you need any help with that, I'd be happy to help you.
Thank you.
Excellent.
Anything else, trustee?
That's all I had.
I've got several things.
I have one thing.
Go right ahead.
Speaking with the planning board, Brian Luce, a few days ago, and what Mr. Luce would like to see happen is if, regarding our water project, if the planning board could be included in terms of communication, not to make decisions, but just to be better understanding of what our project entails. So I'd just like to bring that up to the board. If we have any discussion, if you think that's good or not good, now would be the time to talk about
I think
it.
we've been pretty open with the board as far as what's going on. Mr. Luce and I communicated twice today.
Have you done that with the board, his board, though?
Not with the entire board, no.
You know,
Yeah.
I don't have a problem with that. Actually, I think it might be a good idea to invite him to those monthly meetings that we have, and then he can communicate directly to his board.
Yeah.
So why don't we do that? We'll
Put
make sure
Brian on
that
okay.
those come from, I think the invitations come from Allison, I believe.
Yes, but I'll ask her to add them too.
Yeah.
And then he can assign whoever he wants from the board. I would imagine it'd be Brian, but
Okay,
we'll
yeah.
see. Like
Okay.
I said, he's got two people that he's talking to me about tomorrow about replacing Mr. Friedman and Mr. Napoli. And I thank them both for their service to the community today as well. So a couple quick things that I have that were not on the original here, but they are, you got to take care of them, take care of business. The first one will be the assignment of Fredonia board committees. And again, this was an initial discussion. Like fantasy football, we can always trade if need be. So under police, we have trustees Esperson and Lazzaroni. Under fire, we have trustee Esperson and Wandell. Chuck has asked that I represent the Board on Zoning and Code Enforcement with Ms. Lazzaroni. Parks and Recreation, Ms. Cruz-Keefe and Brockler. Finance and Insurance, Brockler and Lazzaroni. Sewer and Water, Esperson and Wandell. Personnel, Brockler, Lazzaroni, and Ferguson. Historic Society, Library and Opera House, Cruz-Keefe. Cable Access, Wandell and Cruz-Keefe. SUNY Fredonia, Esperson and Ferguson. Business Attraction Development, I have a list of community leaders that I'm going to present once I speak to them at the next board meeting. On business and attraction for our downtown core. And then Zoning and Planning, the chair is Brian Luce. I'm going to discuss with you during executive session about who would like to be on that particular committee. And then, as we said, we have a change of planning board. Mr. Friedman and Mr. Napoli are leaving that board. Also sent out to all the trustees. Our legal department, our attorneys have put together a new draft of the open meeting introduction that we've used in the past. A couple of things have been outdated in that. The use of address. New York State suggests that with today's climate, you don't mention people's addresses and not require them to do so. So the proposal that moves forward that we would like to vote on would be this, and I'll read the language. Before we begin the meeting, I would like to take this opportunity to review the board's expectations and protocols for this meeting and public comment. Typically, a reminder is read to the public portion of the meeting, which includes a request that speakers refrain from remarks not germane to any action taken or contemplated by the board. Please note that the village board is not legally required to permit public speaking in a board meeting or hold public comment, although meetings must be open to the public under the open meetings law. A board meeting is not a meeting of the public, but rather a meeting held in public, so those in attendance can observe the board discussing and conducting business. If the village does permit public comment, the public comment period is, quote, a limited public forum, unquote. The board can limit the topics of public comment tonight moving forward to ensure the efficiency of the board and village business. Public comment will be limited to items on the board's agenda for that specific meeting. Speakers will still be allowed 3 minutes of speaking for themselves or 5 minutes of speaking on behalf of a legitimate group. Please also know that obscenity and threats of violence are not protected by the First Amendment and will not be permitted during public comment. In addition, we ask that all individuals conduct themselves in a civil and respectful manner. Anyone engaging in disruptive activities such as shouting or other outbursts will be addressed accordingly. If there are disruption, we may be forced to close the public comment or remove disruptive individuals. Thank you. That is the proposed by our legal attorney for acceptance or denial by the board. Discussion?
I've read it a couple times. I'm fine with that.
Okay. So can we put this up for vote tonight during the resolution?
I don't know if we need a resolution on that.
Yeah, I don't think we necessarily
it's
do.
wording on the agenda.
Okay.
If someone has they'd like to speak and it's not an agenda item, I mean, those kind of things do come up circumstantially, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Nothing under any lawsuits can be discussed. Any lawsuits. Not just, we're not talking about the water. Like any community, we have several, and those cannot be discussed in these forums.
No, but if a resident shows up at a meeting and they have an issue that they'd like to have looked at, attended to, resolved.
Well, we're either going to follow the language or we're not going to follow the language.
No, but
Once you start making exceptions, now it opens the door. I understand what you're saying, but right now it says not germane, so that's why I'm saying we're going to vote on it or we're not going to vote on it, because we're either going to agree that it's either what's on the agenda or we're going to agree to.
well, I think that the village comes to us with an issue, say I have an issue with the apron of my driveway, right? I want to come to the board meeting and talk about it. Can you come to the mayor and the board and say, hey, I need you to help me address this, how do I address this?
I
We
think
need to
if you
fix
take it,
it.
if you take it, I think what you're saying, Paul,
That's
is you take
exactly
it
what I mean.
example by example, and they come to the board, and the board decides that, yeah, it's going to be okay to talk about it open, certainly.
Okay.
We're not, it's not designed to close people off. It's designed not to turn it into a circus.
Right.
Right.
And it's,
I just want the village residents to feel
they are more than welcome.
comfortable coming here
always.
and saying, I need your help with something, and
Always.
it doesn't have to be a
It doesn't have
specific
to be a
item on the
scheduled
agenda.
thing. No.
Right, okay.
And it also doesn't have to be something that needs to be scheduled. Although I will repeat what Trustee Esperson and I have talked about multiple times. All of our phone numbers, all of our emails are available to everybody to set up a meeting if you want it face-to-face or to call somebody with a complaint. And I am here pretty much 5, sometimes 6 days a week. And some of the frustrating part was people who say that we're not accessible. This board is very accessible, and so am I. So we welcome people to take advantage of those opportunities whenever they can.
I
So,
just think in the spirit of transparency, somebody comes to the board and asks for
100%.
some help, and then you can say, hey, Trustee Cruz Keefe is on that committee, we can't really give you an answer today, but she can follow up with you to take care of the situation.
100%.
Okay.
The other thing, speaking of legalities, I've also sent you information on the social media policy. I would ask that, since next week is another workshop, correct, that we be prepared to flesh something out based on, I'll have several examples, and they have the guidelines here for social media.
I would feel more comfortable if you called that a code of conduct instead of a social media policy, but
Open
it's,
for discussion.
okay.
Put that on
But
the
part of your
But it's
code of
specifically,
conduct.
but the code of conduct, this is specifically geared towards the social media aspect.
Right, but
of it, so.
I think it should be
Right.
under the realm of code of conduct.
And keep in mind that it reflects everybody, myself, the trustees, employees, so, and it would become process and procedure for the village.
Mayor, I believe you've also said that other communities have adopted that kind of a policy.
Yes.
Trustee Brockler was telling me it's in every state contract out
Yeah.
there. So it's,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
my
you
wife was a teacher for, I'm going to say 30 years. I always get it wrong, so for over 30 years, and that's been in their policy as well as a teacher through the BOCES system. So it's not unusual, and it's a shame you even have to address it, but new day. So we talked about open meeting language. I would also like everyone to think about, I think we discussed it temporarily, about a planning retreat, whether it's a one-day getaway. As open meeting laws go, once again, as long as we are not making financial decisions or resolutions, we are allowed to meet as a board to discuss planning. And when you say planning, one of the reasons why I ran is I felt, with no disrespect to any board, with no disrespect to any mayor, that we tend to look at the village agenda to agenda. I think the water exercise that we're going through right now is a clear statement of looking beyond just the next 6 months. And I feel that's our duty to look at where we would like to see, with the help of the community, right? We've said it 100 times. The community has a comprehensive plan. Some wonderful people worked on that plan, and I think it is our duty to make sure that that plan is being executed long-term with the vision that we have or are trying to set for the community. And what I mean by that is to turn around and take each heading and say, how are we fulfilling our duties to those headings and to that study that was done many years ago. So,
Can we get a copy of that study for the new trustees as well,
yes,
please?
definitely. I believe it's
I'm sorry,
also
not study,
online as well.
the plan.
correct?
It's a plan.
It's on the website.
It's on the
Is it-
website.
But it's, for me, it's easier to have it in.
Yeah, we'll make sure it gets hard.
Is it my understanding that it has to be updated every 5 years?
Good question.
I think it does.
Okay.
It's on a comprehensive plan? Mm-hmm. That's.
Every 5 years.
We
So
did ours,
we should be looking at it all the time to make sure that, whatever changes we need to make within the 5 years is included in the 5 years when they rank you're supposed to reevaluate every 5 years.
Okay. That's all I have at this point. Anybody else have anything for this session? If not, I need a motion to adjourn from
I'll make a
workshop, even though we don't need it, I'd like to have it.
I'll make a
Second?
motion.
I'll second.
Trustee Wandell.
Aye.
Trustee Cruz-Keefe.
Aye.
Trustee Lazzaroni.
Aye.
Trustee Brockler.
Aye.
Trustee Esperson.
Aye.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. We will reconvene again. We've been asked for a break. We'll reconvene again at
I would
6
care
o'clock.
not to.
Thank you.
I'll trade you.
Okay.